That's right, guys. Iowa will be on the road for the second straight week.
We'll take a look inside the numbers with the matchup of Iowa versus Purdue, and we'll also hear from tight end Ray Hamilton. But first, a look at a lineman that's making a name for himself.
It was the summer of Sheriff. Left tackle Brandon Sheriff grabbed the nation's attention as a physical freak.
That's right, Chelsea, but what about on the opposite side of the line?
Well, Jalen, the right tackle is fellow fifth-year senior Andrew Donnell, a guy that underwent an injury but returned to the Hawkeyes as a first-year starter. Take a look.
That was probably the toughest thing about being hurt is, you were just trying to get yourself better, and you weren't doing as much for the team. But now that I'm, back on the field, able to play, it's fun being able to, push some people around with your teammates.
Donnell, along with Sheriff, arrived during the 2010 recruiting class, both as redshirted freshmen. Donnell was recruited as a 4-star prospect and was considered the 9th best player in the state of Ohio. He was listed as a second-team left tackle following spring practice in 2012, but it was the game against Penn State, the only game his parents have not attended his football career, that he suffered from a torn ACL.
When it happened, I tried to make up my mind that I just was going to, get back on the field as fast as I can, and try to recover as fast as I can.
His left-hand man, Sheriff, also left that game due to the very same injury.
It helped, having a teammate that's kind of going through the same situation as you were. Right. So, we did a lot of the rehab stuff and, tried to get back together. And I think we both kind of helped push each other through those.
Donnell was slower to recover from the tear, but that did not hurt in the 2013 season when he played reserve role, splitting time at guard while Brett Van Sloten was right tackle.
Switching around like that, I think it's a good thing to be able to be versatile and, play a different position because, ultimately, like I said, I just want to be able to help the team out in any way I can.
Finally, Donnell earning his starting right tackle position in 2014. And under Coach Kirk Ferentz, who has a long history of producing NFL-caliber offensive linemen, has a good chance hearing his name after the season is over.
Andrew Donnell's a really good player, too, and so is Austin Blythe. Those guys are pretty experienced guys. So, he's really a good player, and good tackles are really hard to find, so we're just thrilled he's playing well.
The last time Iowa produced 2 NFL tackles was the 2010 draft with Brian Balaga and Kyle Callaway. If history stands true, both Donnell and Sheriff will have a shot next winter at the draft, and Donnell will surely be another guy to play a major part in every possible Hawkeye victory.
And speaking of victories, Chelsea, the Hawks will open Big Ten action this Saturday at Purdue, and football reporter Whitney Blakemore takes you inside the numbers, comparing the odds between the two teams.
Last year against Purdue, the Hawkeyes were able to secure a trip to a bowl game by rushing over 318 yards and defeating the Boilermakers 38-14. Iowa earned the W in their last 2 road trips to West Lafayette and have won 6 out of the last 8 meetings. So numbers seem to be on the visitors' side, but this year, Kirk Ferentz says Purdue is different.
Travel on the road here for 2 in a row and get ready for a team that's, from my vantage point, much improved. And it's going to be a big challenge for us. They've got a team that looks a lot more comfortable.
Purdue is making progress, already winning twice, which is once more than last season. And they are out for blood as a win on Saturday would be the first Big Ten victory for their head coach, Darrell Hazel.
Well, it comes down, it's a Big Ten game. And, anything can happen in conference. And, everyone has the same goal. Everyone wants a Big Ten championship. So you never know what can happen in those in-conference games.
Iowa and Purdue have 2 of the top receiving tight ends in the conference. Purdue's Justin Sins leads all conference tight ends with 16 catches, and Iowa's Jake Doozy has 12 catches, making him number 2 among the Big Ten tight ends. Overall, Iowa seems to take the cake in many categories, having a significantly lower rushing defense. But Purdue's rushing yards and scoring average outnumbers the Hawks. Whitney Blakemore, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Thanks, Whitney. And Purdue actually holding the advantage in this series, 46-35.
15 different Hawkeyes have been successfully targeted. One of those offensive weapons includes tight end Ray Hamilton, and Whitney caught up with Hamilton earlier this week.
Hey guys, it's Whitney Blakemore here with tight end Ray Hamilton. And Ray, Iowa has converted 6 fourth down attempts, more than any other Big Ten team, but Purdue's defense has not allowed fourth down conversions in 4 attempts. So how do you deal with a team like that?
Yeah, Purdue's a good football team. They're improving every week. We've done a good job with our fourth downs when we needed it. And we just need to continue to work on that as a team, and those big 3rd and 4th downs for us, which are bigger, with keeping the chains alive and us putting points on the board ultimately. We just need to go out there and individually with the 11 on offense do our job, and collectively as an offense with the 11 we got out there do our job, and just continue to push forward as a group and continue to be successful on those 3rd and 4th downs.
15 Hawkeyes have caught at least one pass so far this season. So what do you do as a team to be that diverse and versatile?
Yeah, everybody's just got to be ready whenever, you never know whose number's going to be called. Every Saturday we go out there. So, I think that keeps a lot of guys excited because they don't know who's going to get the ball and get their opportunity. And, it kind of keeps everybody fresh and ready to go. You never know, like you said, when your number's going to be called. So whoever they throw the ball to, then that's who's got to go get it and make a play for our offense.
Perfect. And this is the second time in school history Iowa has opened up the season with 4 games decided by 1 possession. So how does that feel being on the field and being on this team and having those close of games?
Yeah, we know that we're going to be in some close games, and we've played some good opponents so far, and we will continue to play good opponents throughout the season. So close games are, it's a big part of what we do, and we take great pride in that. And throughout the whole off season, we condition and we try to train ourselves to be better than anybody else when it comes to those crunch time and the late games. And that's a big thing. I take a lot of pride in around here is trying to get a hold of those games late and making sure that we're the ones that come out on top.
All right. Well, thank you so much. And guys, back to you at the studio.
Thanks again for that, Whitney.
Unfortunately, that'll do it for us here in the sports studio tonight. But don't forget to pick up a print copy of pregame in tomorrow's edition of the Daily Iowan.
And you can get all your updates during Saturday's game on our blog at dailyiowans.sports.com.
Greta and Nick, back to you at the desk.